Right now, America is going through one of the most important and troubled times in its history. We investors are going through the biggest changes in wealth that we will ever see. The government is clearly falling apart, and the financial system is giving way under the stress. People are running away in fear. But people who know how things work behind the scenes are making a lot of money here. This is not a good way to spend your money. Before we get too deep, I want you to pay attention to what I've put together for you. If you want a thorough plan and are serious about making money on the market right now, I made something called the XRP Millionaire Blueprint. There is everything you might need right there. A video with useful information, an infographic that looks good, a strong document, and a lot more. It's now clear how everything fits together. The answer is in the comment that is pinned below the video. This is a very important step. To put it simply, this will give you the roadmap that most people wish they had before making a big choice. Is everything clear? We're going to start right away. Since the government shutdown started, 750,000 workers are being laid off every day because the US government has never been so close to falling apart in modern times. The lost wages are believed to be $400 million. Please be aware that this is not a practice run. This is not a guess. Right now, this is taking place. Things go crazy in the federal government when it runs out of money for the first time since 2018. Think about it. We thought that a last-minute deal would solve everything, but now we wake up to find that important services have been cut off, tens of thousands of government workers are not working, and the political system doesn't seem to be working at all. Even worse, almost 100,000 government workers quit in just a few hours in the morning. This was a level of resignation that had never been seen before. That's important. With that huge shockwave, you can see how fragile this system is. It makes sense that people are interested in what this means for the markets. What does this mean for your investments? Is this just background noise, or does something terrible about to happen? To help you understand this better and avoid making the same costly mistakes other people do, I'll give you the whole story. This is the first key. Over the long term, market volatility has been surprisingly low when the government is shut down. I totally agree. If you look at every recent government shutdown, you'll see that the S&P 500 goes up 86% of the time a year after the shutdown. Gains of 12.7% are common. That means that you would have made money almost every time if you could just stay calm and spend. Does that mean there won't be any effects right away? Number. In fact, the market often does a head-to-head during the close, sometimes going up, sometimes going down, or sometimes staying the same. But it's dangerous. In unsure times, there are also new chances. If you are smart, you can use fear to make money by buying drops in prices. That is exactly what I'm doing. Everyone else is scared, but I can't wait until I can stack all of my favorite assets and buy them at a price. This includes all cryptocurrencies, not just XRP, because the media isn't telling the whole story when they talk about the shutdowns and problems. Take a step back and look at the bigger picture. This can be seen in Pavel Durov's public prediction that Bitcoin will hit $1 million per coin. Durov is the founder of the billionaire messaging app Telegram and one of the most powerful internet entrepreneurs working today. Think about that. We're not working with an anonymous Twitter account that wants to sell a coin. This person has built billion-dollar businesses in the past, is connected to global finance, and has a platform with hundreds of millions of people. When someone of his standing makes a public call like that, people pay attention. The SEC is also thinking about letting US companies trade on the blockchain. Think about that very carefully. Every year, deals worth trillions of dollars go through the US stock market. If even a small part of that moves to blockchain, the demand for tokens like XRP and other digital asset infrastructure would skyrocket overnight. It's going to be here in 10 years. Most people are focused on the drama of the government shutdown right now, but this is being planned and talked about. Don't get off track. This is my word again. Trouble, it's just noise. The real story is about how the current systemic shift toward blockchain-powered banking is changing everything. They want you to quickly sell. People from the old guard say they want to shake you to your core so that they have the best places when the new systems go live. This is the reason why people who understand this idea get rich and people who don't end up broke. Allow me to give you an example. What happened during the most recent long shutdown, which happened in late 2018? People sold, moods dropped, and markets went down. When the crypto bubble began in 2019 and 2020, however, it happened at the same time as a big recovery in the stock market that lasted until 2021. If you had sold when you were scared, those gains could have made a big difference in your life. You got huge benefits for hanging on to or buying more. History tends to repeat itself, even though it doesn't match. It seems like the line is pretty well known right now. Let's get one thing straight. Yes, things are crazy now. There aren't any government workers showing up to work, complaining about services, or arguing with politicians on TV. It's very scary. When you zoom out, though, it's very clear that this is just a warm-up for the next step higher. I really mean it when I say that. The facts back it up. The long-term trend makes this clear. It is clear from the way big institutions are acting right now. It turns out that an ironic alarm just went off. A government slowdown doesn't have to worry investors. According to the famous CNBC host Jim Cramer, anyone who knows about the backward Cramer index can figure out what that means right away. More than half of the time, doing the exact opposite of what he says has worked out better. As soon as he says, "Don't worry," smart buyers will start to get ready for short-term changes. I fully expect that to happen. There was a drop, a lot of panic selling, and then an amazingly strong rebound. Now comes the fun part. The Bitcoin business as a whole, and XRP in particular, have a lot to gain. Why? As standard markets fail, investors are looking for assets that are not part of the broken government system. XRP isn't like most coins because it's a speculation. In the world of sending money between countries, it is an important part. There has to be a fast, open, and borderless option that works instead. That case gets stronger with every big event that makes people doubt the government. That's why I always make sure to have extra when these kinds of things happen. I believe that chances like this don't come up very often.